Girls and boys come out to play, the moon is shining bright today. Leave your troubles and leave your sleep, and join your mother in the street.
Down by the riverside, the green grass grows, and there little Mary washes her clothes. She dances and she sings, she calls her sweetheart down the street. Sweetheart, sweetheart, where you mad me? Next Monday morning, where do I be? Ice cakes and cheesecakes are all repeat. You should have been at 3:30.
Get up the first thing on. You hear the songs on Radio 1, the level TV on this one. That's the only the macaroni is for romance, an active life with sandy pants. I'm going to where the latest fact. Little bitch made you so sexy, English man, I reckon you won't be a success if you look a bloody mess. Thinimage. You go to school, you get taught. Equalities and equal thought. Your best chance is to be born. Because you're good. Later on, you rush to you. The sex is for you. All the women that you see, sick to be. Thinimage make you so sexy. Thinimage get anorexia. You'll be a success if you look a bloody mess. Thinimage. Kids are bright, but they want more. Sweat inside your drawers, burning your eyes in your unless you go for the Later on, you wish you knew the meaning of sex is perfect. I just sick of you. Thinimage make you so sexy. Thinimage get anorexia. Be a success if you look a bloody mess. Thinimage. Disillusioned to his way. Slave in the kitchen or in the bed. Your only chance to stay ahead is to keep good looking. You have his kids who are on their show because you left for yourself, and now you see it in someone else who is good looking. Thinimage make you so sexy. Thinimage get anorexia. You won't be a success if you look a bloody mess. Thinimage, forget being sexier. Thinimage, sort anorexia. If you suffer the same, it's worth the pain. For a Thinimage.
Thinimage. Sounds good. Lose weight. Be fit, active and healthy. But sometimes that's not the way it works. Being thin doesn't always mean feeling fit. Take an example. They're burying a young girl over there. Mary Angela Mccafferty, born November 1973, died March 1990. Cause of death, hypothermia, aged 16 years. So far, just a tragic young death, but there's a sting in the tail. Cause of death, hypothermia precipitated through advanced anorexia nervosa, weight 59 pounds. When Mary died, she looked like an advert for Oxfam. She was skin and bone. Her breasts had almost disappeared. Her menstrual cycle had completely stopped. She was a 16-year-old little girl. But this isn't an attack on the government, the social services, or the inadequacy of the welfare state. Mary didn't starve herself to death as the result of an economic recession. She was well brought up, with a middle-class Catholic background, a loving and supportive, and, as far as can be said in today's climate, a bright future. Mary starved herself to death for two conflicting reasons. Firstly, she didn't want to grow up and come to terms with her own sexuality. And secondly, she still wanted to conform to today's standards of attractiveness. Her way of achieving both these aims was a fanatical search for a thin image.
I don't understand it. Bearing your child must be the most confusing thing ever. All you can do is ask why. Why did it have to happen? Where did we fail her? She had a good life, a secure home, a Christian upbringing. She never wanted for anything important. We loved her. She was a normal girl until about a year ago. I remember she had a nightmare and woke up screaming, "Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me." What had she done? Why couldn't you tell me? It was after that night that she changed. She'd been fun with a child, but had lost it all by then. But still she became obsessed with her appearance. Not her face to begin with. What had happened to change her like that? Had the boy molested her? It must be somebody's fault. Someone must be to blame. Oh God, I must blame someone.
Girls and boys come out to play. The moon is shining bright to stay. Leave your troubles and leave your sleep. And join your playfellows in the street.
Have you prayed tonight, Mary?
Yes, Mother.
Mary, 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 Mary,
Don't do that, Mary, it's not nice.
It's a curse, you just have to stop it.
My mom's enormous. She's gonna have a baby.
You're so fat, Mary.
Just puppy fat, dear, so go away.
I think she's a little dog.
I think that's Mary sweats her knickers.
Tell us a bit, what did you say? Then he kissed me.
Angela, there's a bra.
Everybody does it.
No, it's different for boys.
Go help your mother in the kitchen, Mary.
It's not my turn.
Why can I have it?
Don't ask awkward questions.
But I want to know.
That can come on already, Mary. I'll go get changed.
It is.
Nothing to worry about, Mrs. Mccafferty. Just adolescence.
Thank you, Doctor.
Put your clothes on, Mary.
You must be quiet. Mary might be awake.
Oh, she'll learn about it soon enough.
What are you doing to Mummy?
Oh, I'm just tickling her.
Daddy.
Go back to bed.
The fires of hell for all eternity.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Bless you, my child. You died for me.
Why me?
We are all sinners.
You'll never get asked down.
Yes, I will.
Girls, so boys and her comedians like to tell us words.
She's really trying.
Mary Mccafferty, did you hit James?
Read the word. Stop giggling. Sanctity of marriage.
Do you feel well, Mary?
Heavy petting. Finger wetting. Sanctity of marriage.
Immaculate conception.
Virgin Mary.
Sanctity of marriage.
Immaculate conception.
Virgin Mary.
Sanctity of marriage.
Immaculate conception.
Virgin Mary.
Marriage.
Conception.
Mary.
Marriage.
Mary.
Conception.
Mary. Mary.
Everyone knows our generation indulges in massive copulation. Everyone knows our gen indulges in massive copulation. Everyone knows our gen. No!
I feel so very frightened.
Mary!
Mary, light the candle.
Mary, light the gas.
Go out, Mary, dirty little rat.
Dirt, filth, blood. Dirt, filth, blood. Dirt, filth, blood. Push the dirt away, scrub the filth away. But the blood still flows. Flows through my body and seeps into my mind. Stop the blood, stop the flow, stop! Old enough to bleed, old enough to... No! Filth, 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 filth.
She doesn't! I love you! You're sitting at a table in your dreams. There's a massive lonely cloud filled with cream. You really want to try it, but you know you're on a diet, so you lean across the table and you... Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Teenage you! Everyone's winning! Who doesn't? She doesn't! Everyone's winning! You're sitting with a biscuit in your hand. They're dry and really rather bland. And so before you lick it, you really want to dip it in your tea and shout as you stand. Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Do you too? Everyone's winning! He doesn't! She doesn't! Everyone's winning! A wand of whimsy running makes you pout. You seem to lose yourself without a doubt. Your eyes are lightly shut as you bite off the nut and start to lick and suck the fondant out. Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Everyone's winning! Phoenix, you! Everyone's winning! He doesn't! She doesn't! Everyone's winning!
There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was horrid.
Come on, love, you can't go out on an empty stomach.
I'll eat it.
Oi, you mind your manners.
Come on, Pet, eat your breakfast.
I don't want to.
Mary, you must eat something.
I can't.
Mary! Doesn't anybody appreciate the work I do around here?
Like, of course we do.
Oh yes, looks like it. I get up at the crack of dawn to make breakfast and get it thrown back.
Like, no one's throwing it at you.
What's she doing then? A good breakfast going to waste. You're all the same.
I'll eat it.
Oh, you're just as bad. Look at the sake of you.
Finished.
Who's starting what, I'd like to know.
Look, Mary, eat your breakfast, love.
I can't.
For your mother's sake.
I can't.
Oh, you will?
No.
Then eat your bloody breakfast.
Here's before.
You shut up! Right, young lady, if you think that...
Quiet. Be quiet, both of you. Don't cry, love. You're still upset from that nightmare you had last night. And day in bed will do you the world of good.
I need a shower.
Later, dear, later.
I need a shower.
All right.
God, hope we're not going to have to go through this rigmarole every month.
Have you noticed anything abnormal in the past 3 years?
No.
Then get to work and don't be so bloody stupid.
Oi, come on.
You know you can tell me if you have a problem. It doesn't matter what it is, I'll understand. Remember, I was your age once. There's nothing new. Mary?
What?
What's the matter?
Nothing, I just don't feel well. It's the curse.
Oh, don't be silly. You've never been like this before. There must be more. What is it?
Nothing.
Is it the boy?
No.
Don't be so shocked. It's nothing to be ashamed of, if you're sensible. You're a good-looking girl. Boys will take an interest in you. That's healthy, as long as you don't let them take advantage.
It's not a boy.
Are you sure? I hope you haven't got involved with someone you're ashamed to bring home. Some unemployed weirdos, torn clothes, blue hair and earrings. I hope we brought you up better than that.
It's not a boy.
And I hope you're not lying. Remember the commandments. Thou shalt honour thy father and mother.
I want to go on a diet.
A diet? Why?
Why do people usually go on a diet?
But you don't need to lose weight.
Fat and flabby and I hate it.
Have people been saying things at school? Don't pay any attention to them, pet. You've lost all your puppy fat.
Don't say that.
What?
Puppy fat. I'm not a dog. I'm me, and I'm too big. I want to lose weight, so I'm going on a diet.
We'll see. Maybe a small one. We'll get a book to choose the right one. You don't want to tempt fate. You're still a growing girl.
I don't want to grow.
Not growing fatter. Growing into a woman. With the body a woman needs for when she's married and has children.
I don't want to be married. I don't want children, and I don't want to grow.
Now you're being silly, Mary. I'm talking about growing up.
I'm too big.
Everybody has to grow up sometime, even you. It's high time you did. Oh, I'm sorry, love, but you've got to be sensible.
Mum,
Yes?
do you intend?
Mary!
Well,
Well, if it's any of your business, or if it's a subject for girls your age, then I can tell you that your father and I have a full and normal relationship. That's all I'm going to say in the matter, and I don't want to hear any more about it from you. You should be thinking such things. Well, have you anything to say?
yes.
Go on then.
Mother?
Yes?
Screw you! I'll show you.
1, 2, 3. Made a Mccafferty pot to please. Spin the teapot to make a cup of tea.
He jumped out. Mother gave a shout. Here comes the Paul's with his shirt hanging out.
The origins of anorexia vary from case to case and are extremely complex. Most cases are adolescent girls from a middle-class background. There is a tendency to have an early puberty and for them to have been above average weight at this time. They become phobic to the physical and particularly the sexual developments of adolescence. There is sometimes a preoccupation with pregnancy and a fear of oral impregnation, and they identify growing fat as being pregnant. Often there is a severely disturbed mother-daughter relationship, the patient at one and the same time being unduly dependent upon, rebelling against maternal domination.
So Mary went on a diet, and I had hoped that would be the end of the whole affair. However, so few of the problems. She was becoming increasingly awkward. In particular, she was rude and offensive towards her mother. We could see no reason for this. There'd been no great change in circumstance or attitude. We'd always encouraged her to have a social life. We didn't mind her going out at all as long as we knew where she was, who she was with, and what time she was coming back. And at weekends only, of course. I think that's perfectly reasonable for a girl of 15. Well, a bit more relaxed with a lad, but, well, that's different, isn't it? You can trust a boy more. He's not going to get himself taken advantage of or end up pregnant. My wife thought that was a problem. And not that Mary was pregnant, but that, well, she got mixed up with a boy that wasn't really up to much. You know, an older man, or one of these punk people, who was leading her astray and taking advantage of her. I was more general. I just thought she was mixing with a thoroughly bad lot. I still do. Someone, somewhere, has got an awful lot of guilt to carry about with them for the rest of their life. The death of my daughter. Once Mary started misbehaving, obviously we tried to punish her, but, well, this led such awful tantrums, the like of which I've never seen, all directed towards my wife. There was problems at school too. If only we'd been able to put 2 and 2 together. I've seen the symptoms caused, then maybe we could have done something to save her. You don't expect something like that to happen, do you? Not in a normal family.
Build a bonfire, put the teachers on the top, put the prefects in the middle, before you rush off for dinner. We'll mark it diagram of this in your jotters and it all labelled neatly. Is that clear?
Yes.
Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
Right, on to them.
Go.
So boring.
What's the point of copying all that out anyway? It's like choosing a gob at the end. We don't care. So right, you can do it later.
Yeah, I mean, they got to go into just another hole for shoving things in.
Yeah, and masticating.
Hey, 3 times a day.
You have to. Hey, that's the only hope.
Yeah, okay then, how much?
Quick,
Right, you're on.
right now.
Okay, what holes you been filling lately?
Yeah.
Only one dog's tune enough to go with him. Penny short.
Penny pudding, you mean?
Okay, Chuck. It was last Saturday night. And I went to the pictures with Sharon McKinley. Anyways, the lights went down and the picture came on.
Oh, deep throat was it?
More like John.
Shut up. Anyways, I felt this urge. It was like a tension that needed relieving. So I leaned back, cracked my knuckles, warmed up my middle finger, and jammed it right up my nose and pulled out a book. You owe me.
It was quick.
Mary, what are you doing? I'm still trying that Easter shake.
Disgusting.
A mouse. Hey, Mary thinks mouse is disgusting.
Hey, hers is. Imagine putting your tongue in that. Oh, deep throat, Mary.
That's with my diagram, Mary.
Hey, you can do it for all of us, Mary.
Yeah, that's just the diagram, by the way. We don't want nothing else. Not from you.
Who's got the hearts for Mary? Someone go and see if she's alright then.
Oh, I'll go. You're just a shout of plastic.
Here's to the gentle breezes.
That blows to the trees in.
And blows girls' sketches.
Probably
Feel the places.
all lands pleases.
Always tidy, always neat.
Things stand. Don't have.
Open the door, Mary. Oh, Jesus Christ. You been sick?
No.
Just as well. It would put you right off your dinner, wouldn't it? What are you doing? Do you want to come down the chippy with me?
No.
How?
I'm on a diet.
Oh, since when?
A couple of weeks.
That's great. How do you keep to it? I mean, I've tried hundreds of times, but I like eating too much. You should have seen me last night. I went down to the van, I've got that many crisps and sweets, I was almost sick. It was great.
Does the diet show?
No. But I reckon you've lost a lot of weight over the last year or so.
Do you think so?
Well, just that you've changed his places. You used to be quite fat, but you're not bad looking now. Keep on like this, you'll be another penny short.
Do you think it's true what they say about her?
What?
You know, what she does with the boys?
Ah, probably. You know what she's like. She's never happy unless they're all fighting over her. I mean, she looks okay. She's got a reasonable figure in that. She's got a face like a road accident, so she wouldn't be that popular unless she made the most of what she's got.
Do you and Mark, you know?
God, no, it's a sin, isn't it? But I mean, not that that bothers me, but I don't want a baby. And I can't go to the doctor for the pill or anything. He drinks with my dad. Anyway, it's only Mark. Different if it was somebody famous.
Why would it be different?
Well, imagine if you'd done it with somebody famous, everybody would want to know you and they'd all be so jealous.
Would you tell people?
Yeah.
That's filthy.
Oh, you've got some funny ideas, Mary. Why did I diagram off the board?
It's disgusting.
Don't be daft, it was just a drawing. What they were all saying was filthy right enough, so I suppose it served them right. You should have seen their faces when you started to rub it out. When I came down, Stephen was always greeting, you know what he's like? Oh yes, and you've got an admirer.
Who?
Guess.
I don't know.
Go on, have a guess.
I don't know. Tell me.
You'll find out. Are you coming to the party on Saturday?
Whose party?
Linda's. I don't know. Oh, come on, everybody will be there.
I've got nothing to wear.
Well, come down to town with me on Saturday morning and we'll get you something, will you?
Okay.
Good. Oh, Christ, look at the time. I'll miss my dinner. I'll see you.
Kathy,
What?
who is it fancies me?
I'll wait and see.
Why did you do it, Mary? It's not expecting you. Well, Cat got your tongue. There are some people who come to school to work, you know, and not helped by stupid girls like you who have reported diagrams off the board. Right, you can draw a diagram out for everyone by Friday. Do you understand?
I won't do it.
I beg your pardon.
I won't do it.
Oh yes, you will, young lady. I'll get your parents in here in a shot. Is that clear? I don't know what's got into you. You're a bright girl, but this new attitude of yours isn't helping anyone, least of all you. Now on you go.
Mouth, tongue, larynx, esophagus, stomach, gallbladder, duodenum, pancreas, small intestine, large intestine, rectum,
Mouth, tongue,
Larynx, esophagus, stomach.
gallbladder,
Duodenum.
pancreas,
Small intestine.
large intestine,
Rectal.
anus,
Larynx, esophagus, stomach,
gallbladder,
duodenum,
pancreas,
Small intestine.
large intestine,
Rectal.
anus. No!
Why, Mary?
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 Mary, Mary, white contrary, how's your garden grown? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row.
And your father will say just the same. You're not going.
I am.
I'm not going to argue about it. If you can't behave yourself, then we're not going to let you enjoy yourself. So party or no party, on Saturday night you're staying in. It's your own fault. You've not made a very good impression on me this week. Fancy showing your father and me up like that at school. Now come out of there at once. Come out before I get your father to come in and get you.
You wouldn't.
Joe! You'd think so too, locking yourself in there like a primary school child. What on earth are you playing at? Why did you lock yourself in?
Felt like it.
Felt! I doubt whether you've got any feelings at all. You certainly don't show them, nor do you seem to care how we feel. I know most of the teachers at school. I teach some of their children at primary. What are they going to think of me? I teach their children, yet I can't bring up my own daughter. That looks really good. I hope you're ashamed of yourself.
Sorry.
Well, what's the matter, Mary?
Nothing. I'm just confused, that's all.
It's your age. It's a confusing time, what with exams and growing up and everything. But that's no excuse for common or garden bad behaviour. Understood?
Yes.
Is there anything you haven't told me?
No.
This party, who are you going with?
Kathy.
And who'll be there?
Everyone.
And what do you think they'll make of you after that scene at school?
I don't know.
Neither do I. It's just as well you can't go. I think we better leave party like until you can behave yourself. Believe me, my love, it's for your own good. Now go and do something useful.
Can I go to the shops and Kathy on Saturday?
As long as there's no trouble before then.
I'll get you.
You're living at home but have a life of your own, and you're worried your parents will know. Whatever you do, they'll disapprove. They think of themselves, not of you. And you've made an excuse, had enough of the abuse. You've gone for a night on the town. They tell you are and you don't really care, and you tell them as much if you dare. Breaking away, you have a life of your own. Breaking away, you are breaking away. When you come home, you see, and you love there asleep. You are part of the stairs that might creep. 'cause you're not tired before you turn over light, and you think that you fooled them tonight. But they're lying awake, they're in quite a state, they're worried whenever you're late. And now that you're in, they won't say a thing, they just wish that you would think of them. Breaking away, you have a life of your own. Breaking away, you're breaking away. There comes the doubting, the roaring, the shouting. There comes the raving, everyone blaming everyone. Breaking away, you have a life of your own. Breaking away, you're breaking away.
This Sarah can't go, Kathy.
Can't go.
Nobody understands not to go. I need to find out who it is fancies me, so I'm going.
But how?
Just come round and call for me. They won't dare say no again with you there in case they get another showing up.
All right then, about 7:30.
Yes.
What do you think of this? It would go really well with those green trousers.
I don't know.
Well, what are you going to wear?
I don't know.
Have you found anything yet? What are you looking for?
I don't know.
Well, this would really suit you. You should try it on.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stretch, squeeze, thrust, push, wriggle, jump, twist, pull.
I've read this. I think it's great. Hides a terrible rash on my chest.
I'm keen on this. Improves my figure. Pulls my waist in and makes my chest bigger. I really don't know if trousers are shirt.
Give us a hand. Careful, that hurts.
So he said to me, and I said to him, I must find a way of improving my skin.
Stretch, squeeze, thrust, wriggle, jump, twist, pull.
Why is everyone looking at me?
But everyone's got one. It's beer and telly. Don't mind my feet. I know that they're smelly.
Let me in the mirror. God, what a sight, like a sack of potatoes. I'll get one be tight.
This one's okay. The best one so far. I've just packed it out with some socks down my bra. 25 quid. I've not got enough. If I wear something twice, I'll get called a scrap.
Stretch, squeeze, thrust, push, wriggle, jump, twist, pull.
Why is everyone looking at me?
We're fastened buttons and leaving them down.
I must look a sight to save my bar.
And nobody likes me. I'm getting no danger. I'll buy something blue because he follows Ranger.
I like it.
I'll buy it.
It makes me look taller.
I know that it fits, but I want a size smaller.
He'll like it or lump it. Hear what I'm saying? I'm the one who's wearing it. He's only paying.
Stretch, squeeze, thrust, push, wriggle, jump, twist.
Why is everyone looking at me? Why is everyone looking at me? There is nothing wrong with me. Stop staring. Stop it.
Stretch, squeeze, thrust, push, wriggle, jump, twist, pull. Stretch, squeeze, thrust, push, wriggle, jump, twist, pull.
You crafty bitch.
What do you mean?
I've never seen anything like it. It was dead clever. I mean, I thought you were throwing a wobbler until that alarm went off. Never thought you were the thieving type.
Thieving?
That blouse you just stole, that had real class.
I must take it back.
Don't be so bloody stupid. The police will be there by now. Look, you have the guts to go through with it now. Don't feel guilty now that you've got away with it.
But I'm not a thief.
You are now.
What am I going to do?
Feel dead pleased with yourself. I know I do.
You stole it well.
Well, I saw your example. It was too good to miss.
Kathy, that's all.
I know, it's great, isn't it? Oh, are you hungry?
No.
Come on then.
Mary, Mary, Mary.
Does your mother know you're out?
Mary, Mary, Mary.
The neighbours gonna shout.
Mary, Mary, Mary.
You're gonna get a clout.
Mary, Mary, Mary.
Does your mother know you're out?
I liked Mary. Had done for a long time. I tried to get off with her once. I was at a party. She'd been behaving a bit odd for some time before that, but no one thought it was anything strange. She got a lot of stick from most people at school. Not that they disliked her, it's just they always take the piss out of anyone who's different. All the guys decided that what she needed was a good stiff... Well, you know what I mean. But none of them were prepared to try it on with her because she was the butt of their jokes and everyone would have laughed at them. I don't know what the girls thought. And me? Well, you don't really analyse these things. You just accept that someone's a bit weird. I think Mary only had one friend, Kathy. Kathy said the parents were getting at her and that she'd be fine once they got off her back. Anyway, the night of this party, all the usual fooling around, romantic traumas, puking up, getting off with each other, nicking records and that. Everyone was taking bets to see who Penny Shaw would end up with and how many times she would disappear. Dead disappointing. She came with this young guy and stayed with him all evening. Mary looked good. I never really did anything, but Christ, you'd think I'd attacked her. It was like a time bomb went off. I suppose one had, really, but no one expected anything like that. Perhaps we should have realised something was wrong, but we didn't. Not seriously. But someone should have. Someone with experience. A teacher. Or her parents. They must have been blind. I hope they feel guilty now.
We are macho, we are tough, we drink lager, we hate poofs.
Stand around, want to be seen. 10 lads, come dance with me.
Is my hair all right?
Do you think I should go and talk to him?
I have to be in by 1.
What a bunch of posers.
Look at her. Just fancy that. Michelin Man. All rolls of her fat.
I think she's quite nice, actually.
Why don't you go and talk to her?
I will. I'll just have another drink first.
Macho men, all drinking beer. That's all they do. They must be queer. There's nothing worse than beery breath all over your face and stale slow. They come over all romantic, then throw up over your dress.
Look at him with Penny Shaw. He's a poop and she's a whore.
There they go.
Does it bother you?
No, they're too pathetic to worry about.
Why do they say it?
Oh, I went out with this boy in first year once and he spread it round that I gave out the goodies. Ever since then, they've called me a whore.
Bastards.
The girls are just as bad.
Kenny and friend having a ball. Him with the good times been had by all.
How long have we been going out?
11 months.
Haven't they got the message yet?
They're not worth it, don't worry about them.
I love it.
Whoa! Mary Mccafferty, what a dog. Could be worse, she could be a wall.
Hey Kathy, this you doing your good Samaritan bit. How's your digestive system, Mary?
I don't know why you came, Mary. You'd have more company at home.
Yeah, leave her alone, Kathy. Come and look after me.
Oh, we're shite tosspot. Mary and Kathy, a right pair indeed. They're like Bill and Ben, and James is the weed.
Shut up, you stupid...
What did you say?
You heard. The same goes for you, gobshite.
Okay. Just having a bit of fun.
Well, away and have a somewhere else, okay? Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad you came. I thought that after the trouble with the biology teacher that you might not show up.
I wanted to come.
You look nice.
It's new.
And it cost a fortune, didn't it, Mary? She's got any debts.
Don't you want to go and get a drink, Kathy?
No.
You look like you need one, Kathy.
Oh, I can take a hint. I'll see you, Mary.
Don't go, Kathy.
You'll be in good hands.
Don't go.
She won't be long.
Don't go.
Worry!
I'll come with you.
Face that rabble again? Stay here with me. Kathy will only be a minute. What should we talk about?
I don't know.
Why do you think everyone gets at you?
I don't know.
I like you. I like you a lot. I'd like to take you out. Would you like that?
I don't know.
You don't know much about anything, do you?
Play the game. Let's.
Smile, smile.
Chat.
Chat.
Cuddle.
Cuddle.
Kiss.
Kiss.
Hugs.
Run. Play the game.
Look at her boobs.
Look at my boobs.
Look at her thighs.
Look at my thighs.
Look at her face. Look at my face.
Look at her ass.
Look at my ass.
Look at her legs.
Look at my legs.
Look at her hair.
Look at my hair.
Look at her figure.
Look at my figure.
Look at her body.
Look at my body.
Play the game.
I love him.
Who are this? Play the game.
Ah!
Mary!
You dirty bastard!
You dirty bastard!
You dirty bastard!
Great party, eh, James?
Come and have a drink.
You don't want to end up like Penny and friends.
You can frighten me like that.
Shut up!
Play the game!
Up until that time, we'd all made excuses for Mary's behaviour. We didn't think there was anything wrong with her, just that she was, well, a bit odd. A few of us blamed James for her trauma at the party. Funny thing was, I thought she fancied him too. That's why I left them alone together. Not that her parents thought that, of course. For them, it was all a conspiracy to lead their daughter into mortal sin. They'd found a scapegoat for Mary's behaviour. It was James, it was me, it was our friends. By blaming us, they could avoid blaming themselves. They were that busy blaming people that they didn't notice Mary, forgot all about her problems. You know, I think they blame us even now. When will parents realise that it's that attitude to the opposite sex that makes us behave as we do at parties? It's that attitude that makes us play the game.
You smiled at me across the room and I smiled too.
You whisper to your friends about me, I whisper about you.
It starts out as a whisper in someone else's hall.
I really don't need to speak about it, say it all.
It's the way it always happens, the way it always will.
However much we hate it, it always is the same. Playing the game, playing the game.
The ritual has started now with that smile.
We pretend we don't care as we chat for a while.
We draw even closer now into our bodies' touch.
And then we know we can't go back, the world has seen too much.
It's the way it always happens, the way it always will.
However much we hate it, it always is the same.
Playing the game, playing the game.
Playing the game means together. Playing the game with our hearts. Playing the game as we're doing right. Playing the game with our thoughts. Playing the game hard to record. Playing the game with our hearts. Playing the game of more than food. The game of love. Playing the game see how far you can go. Playing the game by taking risks. Playing the game till you can take it home. Playing the game of sex.
It's the way it always happens, the way it always will. However much we hate it, it always is the same. Playing the game, playing the game, playing the game, playing the game.
The classic symptoms of anorexia nervosa are loss of weight, tireless activity, paranoid phobia, preoccupation with the body and its functions, and hypertension. These signs are there for all to see. Our doctor would also find amenorrhea, severe constipation, emaciation, low metabolic rate, hypothermia, and poor circulation. But many do not see a doctor. Anorexians need help, but like drug addicts, often see nothing wrong with themselves and will not ask for help. For parents, friends and teachers, it is an unsympathetic condition. Like drug addiction, it is seen as self-induced and something to be hidden away in the closet recesses of the mind. It might reflect badly on the family, a respectable family, and because it is a respectable family, there's a confidence that it wouldn't happen to someone who's been brought up so well. Like their children, the parents are obsessed with image too.
The night of the party was one to forget. Firstly, Kathy came for Mary, and Mum had to let her go. She said she wasn't going to get shown up again. All evening we listened to her planning dire revenge with my dad. They even tried to rope me into it too. Then Mary came in, and all that changed.
Mary, is that you? Mary, come here. About this party, I thought I told you you couldn't... Oh, you're crying, love. What's the matter?
Nothing. Much.
Come on, Mary, sit down. If there's something wrong, tell your mother. We'll help.
Did we have a go about that biology thing?
A bit.
I told you so. It's your own fault.
That's not it.
What is it then?
Nothing.
Yes, it is. Tell
Mary,
me.
tell your mother.
There was this boy, James, and he...
Did he touch you?
Yes.
I knew it. Mary, where did he touch you?
What do you mean?
Where did he touch you?
In the kitchen, the hall. All over.
Mary, he didn't, well, you know, didn't have sex with you, did he?
Mother!
I've got to know.
He touched me.
What did he do?
His hands.
Is that all he did?
His mouth.
Yes.
His tongue.
Mary, go to bed. And make sure you pray for forgiveness. You're going to confession in the morning. I knew it.
Oh, it could have been worse.
Worse? How?
At least she's not
Oh,
pregnant.
don't be disgusting. I've had enough bills here for one night. I'm going to get the school chaplain to sort this one out.
Do you really think
Yes.
that's...
Yes, I do.
Catty, catty, go to mass, riding on the devil's ass. Catty, catty, on the wall, a penny bun to feed you all. A burning candle to give you light, read the Bible on Saturday night.
The first I knew of any problem was when I had a visit to Mccafferty. I found the conversation most disturbing. I was shocked at what she told me. Such goings on. You'd expect it from people who glory in the devil's work, but the boy concerned, I always thought he was a well brought up lad, not likely to give in to such disgusting temptations. He denied it, failed to confess it even, but a mother wouldn't make such things up. I told him to lie to me was bad enough, but to lie to God was to damn himself completely. We were a bit hard on him. I'm afraid he couldn't take it. He was a bright lad. He wanted to do his hires, but he left after his O grades. I sometimes see him in the street. He never speaks to me. I wonder if I made a mistake. I was sure at the time, and Mrs. Mccafferty was convinced. But now I wonder. Mary was ill, and the family, well, let's just say there had been some mistakes made. I'm sure she had a traumatic experience. She wouldn't make that up. I just wonder what she felt.
Dirty, filthy, dirty, filthy, dirty, filthy. Never again. I'm still too fat. Never again. Diet, diet, I must diet. Never again. Forgive me, Father. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me.
Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie, Porgy ran away. Georgie, Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie, Porgy ran away.
Going bad to us all the time. You say you don't like things as they are. You want to change them right away. You say you don't like the way things are going, but you know what you are doing. Going from bad to worse. Going from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse all the time. You set yourself up against the world. No one follows your point of view. You try to tell them you don't care what they say. Despite everyone, you go your own way. Going from bad to worse. Going from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse all the time. Do you ever wonder about the results? Do you care what your actions might do? The answer is no, you're surrounding yourself. You don't give a shit about anyone else. Going from bad to worse. Going from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse all the time. Going from bad to worse. Going from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse. Go from bad to worse all the time. Go from bad to worse all the time. Bad to worse.
We made things bad for Mary at school. How were we supposed to know that she wasn't well? If we'd known, we'd have behaved differently. But none of us had ever heard of anorexia. We'd had biology. Reproduction mixed heavily with divine retro, but nothing about that. It was as if it was something that didn't happen here and was taboo. So we reacted to Mary on the results of what we had seen, and were pure bastards. The week after the party, we had something nasty lined up. We all thought it was funny at the time. Now I feel guilty. But there must be causes other than what we did at school, mustn't there?
Up the apple tree, my boyfriend said to me, hug me darling, kiss me darling, up the apple tree.
She's coming!
Right, everyone ready?
You all know what to do.
James, you ready?
You bet. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I think you're just a bunch of bastards. Shut up! Nobody asked you.
Morning,
Mary.
Miss, I want a kiss.
Miss, I want to kiss. Miss, I want a kiss. Miss, I want a kiss. Miss, I want to kiss.
Miss, I want to kiss.
Miss, I want a kiss.
Miss, you need a kiss, and that's just what you're gonna get. Okay, let's grab her. What have you been telling people, Mary? What did you say to Father Daly? Why did you say that, Mary? All I did was kiss you.
Let go of me!
Kiss you, Mary.
Let go!
Kiss you, Mary.
Go.
I'm going to kiss you, Mary. Anyone else want to kiss her? Stop. Did you enjoy that, Mary? Because we haven't finished yet. According to Father Daly, you've been kissed all over. Well, we wouldn't want you to confess things that haven't happened, would we? So, we're going to give you something to tell them about. Look at that! Bossy!
Look how big she is.
I'm not kissing that.
No, please.
Give her blood fights. Bruises to remind her of us.
Stop it! I'll report you. You went next. It's a fun with you. Get stuff you cream.
Now, for the proof. James was here. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Let her go. Don't you ever disgrace me like that again! Same will happen to you, Mary, if you say Kathy, if you say anything.
Oh, Mary. They're bastards. I never realized how thin you were. You all right?
I'm fat.
You're skin and bone.
No.
I think you should see someone, Mary, a doctor. You don't look well to me.
You're the same as everyone else, aren't you? What I don't want to hear is to just get lost. You're just the same as everyone else. You're just a pain in the arse.
Mary!
For the anorexic, Refusal of food leads to a genuine loss of appetite, and food itself is often seen as repugnant. Despite this, or maybe because of it, as same sort of punishment, there are phases, sometimes several days in duration, when the patient will indulge in massive overeating of the most grotesque kind. After long periods of starvation, this in itself is physically dangerous, and the food does no good, because the overindulgence is countered by vomiting, laxatives, and excessive purgation.
Mary ate some pastry, Mary ate some jelly, Mary went to bed with a pain in her. Don't be mistaken, don't be misled. Mary went to bed with a pain in her head.
We'll see. We'll see.
Last Christmas was the first time I'd seen the family for almost a year. It's not easy to travel at my age. My daughter told me the child was going through a difficult phase, not eating, answering back, disobeying them and so on. I was shocked. Mary had always been such a lovely little girl. They told her to behave herself and not to spoil everyone's Christmas. She never seemed to eat anything, but the way food kept disappearing during the night, everyone thought she was making up her name. It was all this diet rubbish. Mary had said she was on a diet and didn't want to lose face, especially with all the other troubles, so we thought. It even stage where Mother was leaving food out for her at night. I remember thinking she looked tired and drawn, but she had plenty of energy, more than that lazy brother of hers. So no one was really worried. Teresa and Joe were more worried about her daughter behaving in her diet. For them it was just a part of her finding her feet in the grown-up world. That was last Christmas. Our last Christmas was Mary's last Christmas. I've always liked Christmases, presents, prizes and that. We got one hell of a surprise last Christmas. One I'll never forget.
Merry Christmas!
Come on, Mary, you can forget your diet for one day.
Throw her in a bloody diet with your skin and bones, and you fine little mountain. If it was the fashion to black your bum and go around naked, there's fools who could do it. Now eat your bloody dinner.
Your mother cooked it. Eat.
Come on, sis, didn't you want round Christmas?
When I was your age, we were lucky enough to get enough to eat.
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 Eat. Eat.
Eat.
Eat. Eat! How many you?
This to me. Mary Mccafferty, stand up.
No.
Stand up.
Go away.
Stand up. Lift up your jumper.
No.
Lift it up. Good! Look at your daughter. How have you let her get into such a state?
Oh my God, Mary!
Mary! Mary!
You've spoilt that bloody girl. Go and get her.
Mary! Mary!
Mary?
Mary!
Mary!
Now I can eat a bloody dinner in peace.
Mary, shut the door then. Mary's left her home. Mary's going to run away. Mary's on her own.
Please, Kathy, you need help.
Oh, you're just as skinny as everyone else.
Oh, Mary, go home. I'll phone your mum and tell her you're coming.
Fuck you!
Mary! Oh, fuck you too.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily. Oh my God.
I was feeling kinda sore. I had that feeling to the end. The life that left me without a friend. Then I was blinded by a burning light. Just as I made my mind up to give the fight, I turned and saw you holding out your hand. I was left all on my own. Hey, oh, what did you say? Was you anyway? Anyone can see. See what you've done to me as I look in your eyes. I turn my head and stare along the street, feeling my troubles go beneath my feet. You stand before me, telling me you're so right. Don't wanna hear it on my darkest night. My desperation, it shows across my face. But you tell me, hey, there's a better place. The love you gave only sealed my fate. To be left all on my own. Oh, I think you say, but gotta love you anyway. Anyone can see. See what you've done to me as I look in your eyes. Oh, what did you say? Who's gonna love you anyway? Anyone can see. See what you've done to me as I look in your eyes.
Goodbye, dearie, while you're away. Send me a letter to tell me when you're better. Goodbye, Mary, while you're away. Don't forget your old pal.
Don't forget your old pal, Kathy.
Mary Angela Mccafferty, admitted to hospital Christmas 1989 with advanced anorexia nervosa. At first, her treatment was purely medical. Special feeding with a high-calorie, high-carbohydrate diet and constant supervision to ensure she couldn't conceal food or vomit it immediately after eating. Large doses of chloropromazine with soluble insulin were also given. Eventually, when Mary's physical condition was no longer serious, psychotherapy began. That's when I first met Mary. I'm a psychiatrist. You see, although the drugs and medical expertise could relieve the physical symptoms of the disease, the only way to cure it was to find its emotional causes. Mary didn't make this easy. Firstly, she exhibited the bare indifference of the hysteric. She declared herself perfectly healthy. She resented being fussed and worried over. And secondly, she was at a low emotional level, feeling guilt and isolation. No, Mary wasn't the model patient.
There is nothing wrong with me.
You're a very sick girl, Mary.
I want to go home.
Once you're well enough, you can go home.
I'm well enough now.
Are you eating all the food you're given? Well,
some of it.
But once you're eating normally, you can think about going home.
What business is of yours anyway, interfering with my life? I can look after myself.
Can you?
Of course.
Have you been happy recently, Mary?
Yes. No. I don't know.
Have you been in any trouble?
What's it got to do with you?
I'm just trying to see how we can avoid trouble in the future.
Tell them to leave me alone.
Them? Who's them, Mary?
Everyone.
Do you want to go home, Mary?
I want to be left alone.
That's fine. We can talk later.
I say. What do you call an anorexic standing next to a bus stop?
I don't know. What do you call an anorexic standing next to a bus stop?
Twins!
So Mary went into hospital. And we'd all expected her to get better quickly. Oh yes, she was ill, but she could be cured. There's this damn full woman doctor there that kept talking about psychotherapy. That really upset my wife. She seemed to be saying that my wife and I were to blame for Mary's illness. A shrink. She wasn't even a proper doctor. I know what Mary's problem was. She got mixed up with the wrong crowd that were encouraging her stupidity. What she needed was a firm hand, not some idiot pampering to her every need, so making excuses for her. If that's what the National Health Service spends its money on, then no wonder it's such a bloody mess. It was here pampering my daughter her life. I really wish we'd gone private now. We felt like criminals visiting our own daughter.
Hello, love.
Oh, Mary?
Mary, it's us. There's no need to be upset, Mary. We know you're ill, and so we're not angry about the way you behaved. You'll soon be better and back to your old self again.
Mary, speak. Look, what you did at home was one thing, but you're not going to show us up here.
Then go away.
Mary.
Tell them to leave me alone, Doctor.
Why won't you talk to us, Doctor?
Why won't you talk to your parents, Mary?
I want to be left alone.
But you're ill, dear. We've come to see how you are.
I'm not ill. Everyone's interfering with my life. I just want to be left alone.
Does that mean you want to get out of here, Mary?
Yes.
Go.
What kind of fool question's that?
I don't know.
She'll come home with us.
Do you want to go home, Mary?
Well, Doctor, is this really necessary? You're just encouraging her.
Could I have a word with you, both? Mr. and Mrs. Mccafferty, how much do you know about anorexia?
It's starvation.
And why do you think it's happened to your daughter?
Look, she went on a diet and she took it too far. Encouraged by some of her so-called friends, no doubt.
Medically, Mary is on the road to recovery. We can feed her carefully and halt her dangerous physical deterioration. But that's only half the battle.
What do you mean?
Mr. Mccafferty, I'm a psychiatrist.
What?
A shrink?
Our doctor isn't a lunatic.
No, Mrs. Mccafferty, your daughter isn't a lunatic, but she's a girl with problems. Her disease is just as much a mental problem as a physical one. If we fail to find its emotional causes, she'll simply leave here. She'll start dieting again. She'll be back within a month. The antagonism you just witnessed is a part of her illness.
So you mean it's all the bad behaviour at home because of her illness, not bad because of her age?
Age has a lot to do with it, but basically, yes. Will you take a seat? Can I ask, when did these problems begin?
She was molested by a boy at a party.
When was this?
Just before Christmas.
Surely you must have noticed something before then. Mary's condition isn't only a few weeks old. When did she first start dieting?
Last summer.
And how did this come about?
She just announced it. She had a nightmare one night and woke up in a terrible state. She just decided that she wanted to go on a diet.
And did you think this was a reasonable request?
Dr. Hunter, you seem to be inferring that my wife and I are somehow to blame for Mary's illness. Because if you are, let me tell you...
Mr. Mccafferty, I'm not trying to blame anyone. I'm just trying to establish some of the reasons for Mary's guilt. There are some things which are uniform to all cases.
Such as?
Everyone's subjected throughout their life to a constant barrage from the media, from friends, from parents, from members of the opposite sex, as to what constitutes being thin's a part of this. Was Mary plump as a child?
Yes.
And teased about it at school?
Yes.
So already she might have a guilty resentment about her body. Everyone has something they don't like about themselves. Big feet, a big nose, fat thighs. In Mary's case, this went much further. I need to know why. Now, you see she was molested by a boy.
Yeah, and if I get my bloody hands on him...
Was this a boyfriend?
No.
Did Mary have a boyfriend?
No.
Was she interested in boys?
I don't know. It's not something she ever talked about. But I think they were interested in her.
Did you ever say anything to her about that sort of thing?
Just that it was natural, as long as she was sensible.
Did you tell Mary the facts of life?
No, I did not.
Why not?
Well, for a start, I think children get taught these things far too early. It only encourages them to experiment, and that's a recipe for disaster. And secondly, well, it's a school's job.
There was nothing explained to her when her period started.
Oh, Dr. Hunter, do I have like
This
this?
is important.
She was told it was the curse, and she had to put up with it.
Was Mary an early developer?
Quite.
You're Catholic, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
Practicing.
We are a good Catholic family.
So was Mary ever told that sexual activity is sinful?
Yes, of course.
See?
I don't see what this has to do with anything.
I'm trying to find out some of the reasons Mary feels guilty, Mr. Mccafferty. What's made her get this disease? Finally, Mrs. Mccafferty, can I ask you, how would you describe your relationship with your daughter?
No, look, Doctor, that's gone too far. Ever since we came in here, you've done nothing but blame my wife and I for Mary's illness. Is it not bad enough we've got a daughter that needs psychiatric help? Think of the embarrassment that's going to cause. But suggest that my wife and I are responsible is not on. Now let me tell you, my wife and I have a very special relationship. And so did we with our daughter. And I was very close indeed, until recently, when some outside force split up the family. Now I suggest you can find your nosy partners to find out who this outside force is. And stop blaming a bloody social worker and trying to blame the parents for everything. Come on,
I'm not trying... Mr. Mccafferty.
I see. How do you stop an anorexic from drowning? I don't know. How do you stop an anorexic from drowning? Throw it a polo.
I found the parents very defensive. They were convinced I was trying to blame them for Mary's condition. They seemed threatened by the very fact she needed psychiatric help. At some stage, I would have to bring them together with Mary in a therapy session. Eventually, I hope to encourage them to learn to deal with their daughter's problems through encouragement and understanding. But at this stage, Mary hated her parents, especially her mother. I needed to give her trust before I put her in this dangerous situation. And to do this, I needed to know for myself some of the originating out of her illness. What made Mary Mccafferty tick? Tell me about the big nightmare you had, Mary.
I don't remember.
Why did you start dieting?
I was too fat.
Are you too fat now?
Yes.
Do you want to be good looking?
Too fat.
If you were thinner, do you think you'd be better looking?
Yes.
Do you want the boys to like you?
Everyone hates me.
Why?
I'm too fat.
What do you think about sex, Mary?
It's disgusting. Filthy. Everyone's doing it. The whole world revolves around it.
That's very good. Go on.
It's all anybody talks about. Don't do it. Do it. It's good. It's bad. It's dangerous. It's fun. It's disgusting.
Does that have anything to do with your diet?
Yes. No. Don't know.
Do you want to grow up, Mary?
No.
Do you ever have dirty thoughts?
Stop interfering.
Tell me about it, Mary, and I'll leave you alone.
Horrible.
Do you want to tell me about them?
No.
Tell me about the nightmare, Mary.
No. I see. What do you call an anorexic with a comb in her hair?
I don't know. What do you call an anorexic with a comb in her hair?
A rake!
I only went to see Mary the once while she was in hospital. She looked awful, like an old woman lying there, but her head was clear. I thought she was getting better. Hiya, how you doing?
Okay.
Are they nice here?
They're alright, better than at home. Mum and Dad keep coming up, they're still the same. They think I'm trying to hurt them. I think Dr. Hunter had a row with them.
Who's that?
She's in charge. She's quite nice. She talks to me a lot. She's a bit nosy, but she listens, she understands.
Is she nice?
I told you she understands.
What do you say to her?
Anything, everything, whatever I want.
She sounds good.
She's alright. She'd be better if she didn't make me eat.
Do you eat everything they give you in here?
To begin with, I did, because they watched me all the time. Now they're a bit easier on me. How's school?
Oh, same as always. When are you coming back?
I couldn't go back, not after everything that's happened.
But everyone's dead guilty, Mary. James was asking after you.
I don't want to see him. I don't want to see anyone. If Penny Shaw came up, I wouldn't see her. I bet they're all having a real go at me behind my back.
Well, some, but you know what they're like.
What do they say?
Not just jokes and things.
Why can't they leave me alone? Stop them, Kathy, stop them.
What can I do?
Tell me you'll stop them.
I'll try, Mary.
Mary Mccafferty bathing one night. She'd been on a diet and she was a sight. The diet was rough and Mary was thin. She was not but a skeleton covered in skin. Mary turned round for the soap from the rack. She pulled out the plug, and when she turned back, She's got soft away, her relatives cried. Oh, where is our Mary? The angels replied.
Your Mary has gone down the plug, oh. Your Mary has gone down the plug. The poor little mite was so thin and so slight, she should have got washed in a jug. In a jug! Oh, Mary is perfectly happy. She won't need to die in the war. She's as snug as a bug with the angels above. Not the husband gone before.
You bastards! Why can't you just leave her alone?
Why should we?
Kathy, can I speak to you?
What do you want?
I just want to talk to you.
What about?
Mary.
What about her?
I went to the hospital, but she wouldn't see me.
I'm not surprised. She doesn't need people gloating over her.
I wasn't going to gloat. I just want to share a problem, talk about what we've got in common.
You've nothing in common.
How do you make that?
You're just a whore.
Tell me why I'm a whore.
Everybody knows it.
No, everybody says it.
That's what I said.
No, you said everybody knows it. I don't.
But you do it, don't you?
Sleep with me?
Yes.
Yeah. Kathy, I'm not asking you to approve of my lifestyle. You have to make up your own mind. But listen, Nick is the first person I've ever slept with. There might be others in the future, but not at the moment, because I'm happy with him. Happy, Kathy. That's very important. I love him, and sleeping together is an expression of that. If you look at it, I'm quite old-fashioned. Sex for me isn't just a physical thing, it's an emotional thing. Something I share with him, and I enjoy doing it. That's the most important thing of all. I enjoy it, we enjoy it, together.
So what have you got in common with Mary?
We're both women, we're both isolated, and we're both doing things our own way.
Aye, and what you do is disgusting.
It's not disgusting. You might think it's wrong, but it's not disgusting, it's beautiful. It only becomes dirty when everyone talks about it, worries about it, and criticises it. When it's done in back alleys and in toilets, then it's disgusting. But not when it's open and free.
But the priests?
Whose body is it? What do priests know about women? What do they know about sex? They're so frustrated trying to stop everyone else doing it. Probably gives them a thrill. Well, this is my body, and I'm going to use it how I like. And nobody, male or female, especially a priest, is going to stop me.
And how is that supposed to help Mary?
I don't understand Mary's ideas, but I understand the situation. She's confused about her body. She feels guilty. The more she reacts, the more people get at her. I understand that. I thought I could share that with her as another woman.
You're feminine.
I'm just doing things my way. I think Mary's trying to do the same thing. Follow her own path, not the one laid down for her by a male media and a male society.
Oh, way and burn your bra, Penny.
Kathy, I have a body that bleeds once a month. It's a nuisance at times, but it's mine. It gives me pleasure and it's normal. I'm going to use it in a normal way. I don't want to tart it up to impress lads. I only want to impress myself, not conform to other people's expectations. As long as I'm true to myself, I'm doing okay. That's what I want to say to Mary. You don't have to screw yourself up with worries for all you're doing. You've just got to let yourself go.
Oh, you're worse than the rest of them put together, Penny Shaw. You've let yourself become a tart, and now you want everybody else to do the same. I'm glad Mary wouldn't see you, because you'd have made her worse. You would have shocked her with your filth and encouraged her to be stupid. She needs to get better. That means learning what the world is like and joining in with us, looking nice, going out with boys, not being a self-centered slag like you. You're worse than them. They're just thick. You're evil.
No, Kathy. It's you who's put her down. The ones that think they care. You're trying to understand. You're trying to change her. Women, we're our own worst enemies. How can we change male attitudes if we accept these attitudes as right? Men can cope with the shites. What screws her up is the ones that try to help, but assume that she's wrong. She just don't express herself in the right way. That's what I want to say to you. I want to show her the way forward. You want to pull her back. But you're right, Kathy. It's not them that's the problem. It's you. You're the ones that are making things worse.
Oh, piss off, you stupid tart, and don't interfere.
I'm sorry, Mary. I tried. God help me, I tried.
Already done. Nothing can push you around. Learn too much more if you want to sound. Everyone kicks when you're already down. Stuck in the middle, I'm open to hide. You cool my friends and throw me outside. I got your sticks, put out your stones. All that I want is to be left alone. Everyone kicks when you're already down. Nothing can push you around. Learn too much more if you want to sound. Everyone kicks you when you're already down. I felt like the one that you are in me. You never speak, so it's just not me. Why you really like don't understand? Doesn't make you feel, doesn't make you a man. you around. Don't you want more of you run around? Everyone keeps when you're already down. Put down the blacks, you put down the gays. You put down the women, they just keep rolling. You put down the kids, you put down the blind. You put down the purple, but you crumbled in your mind. Crying for the whip and the rest of his cross. And after I've got more than pure success, I just look around like someone else. Everyone kicks you when you're already down. You've got a weekend to push you around. There's too much more if you want to sound. Everyone kicks you when you're already down. Everyone kicks you when you're already down. You've got a weekend to push you around. There's too much more if you want to sound. Everyone kicks you when you're already down.
I see. What do you call an anorexic with a big toe?
I don't know. What do you call an anorexic with a big toe?
A golf club.
I went in to see Mary about 2 weeks before the end. I found the conversation most disturbing. I put it down to the fact that her mind was wandering. A combination of drugs and her illness, I should think. Either that or those doctors had been putting some strange ideas into her mind. They're lovely flowers, Mary. Who are they from?
My mother.
We've all been praying for you. We hope our prayers will be answered.
What have you been praying, Father?
That you'll get well again soon.
Even you don't understand.
Understand what?
Why I'm here.
Why are you here?
I'm here because I'm different. I'm here because I see the guilt of the world.
We are all sinners.
I don't want to be a sinner, but I'm being filled with poison. I've been locked away here to be force-fed with the poison of life.
Do you truly believe that?
Yes.
In your soul?
Yes.
In the sight of God?
Yes. I don't know.
Mary, you're here to be saved. Saved in body and soul. You don't want to die, do you?
I want to live in a state of grace.
Then get well and live.
But the world...
God will judge others, not you. Don't put yourself above him. You don't mean to do that, do you? Then what are you trying to do?
I don't know. It's all so confusing. Everything's rushing around in my head. Good, evil, purity, filth. The whole world is damned and it wants to corrupt me too.
How do you know this, Mary?
I've seen it in my dreams.
You've seen too many things in your dreams, Mary. It's time you woke up and faced reality.
But they are real.
They're just evil thoughts, Mary. And believe me, God will see them and judge you by them. You will be judged by your thoughts as well as your dreams.
Give me, Father. Give me. Help me.
Eat, Mary. Eat.
I see. What do you call an anorexic with an eyeball hanging out?
No, what do you call an anorexic with its eyeball hanging out?
A swing ball!
Each day I would talk to Mary, and slowly she told me more and more about herself. I began to piece together a jigsaw of her emotions and problems. She was a classic case of obsessional anorexia. All the pressures that adolescents encounter were confused in Mary's mind. The conflict between right and wrong, young and old, pleasure and pain, desire and restraint, independence and conformity, disappointment and expectation, church and friends, submission and equality, sexual object and independent women, media and soul, society and self. They were all there, and Mary couldn't cope. Her only outlet was starvation. Soon, there were only a few more pieces of the jigsaw to be put back into place. But I already knew that the whole picture would be one of an age of lost innocence. Tell me about the nightmare.
Why do you want to know?
It was the nightmare that first brought all your problems together, wasn't it?
What do you mean?
In the dream, you saw all the things you couldn't cope with.
Yes.
And decided you had to do something.
Yes.
Tell me about it, Jamie.
There were lots of people. People calling my name.
Who were they?
People from my life. They gave birth to me. Then they went through my whole life. Things that hurt. I've forgotten most of them, but they reminded me.
Mother, father, friends, relatives, teachers, priests. They were all reminding me of the bad things in life. I was the Virgin Mary and I thought they were going to rape me and I wouldn't be good enough for him. I screamed and they laughed.
Was that the end of it?
They
What?
did it together in front of me.
Did what? You made love?
It wasn't love. It was horrible. But they were animals and I knew them all. They were my whole world and they were all doing it. Since then it's been true. Everyone is obsessed with it. Everyone.
Aren't you the one obsessed with it?
No. The others, not me.
Tell me now why you died.
I was too fat.
That's not good enough.
I wanted... I don't know.
Try me.
I wanted people to think I was beautiful.
Beautiful?
Like a painting or a statue.
And the slim beautiful?
Yes.
Is that the only reason why you didn't eat?
Eating was filthy. It reminded me of the dream. It's obscene.
And the dieting made you feel better?
I felt empty of dirt.
That's very good of you. But didn't you realise it was going to get you into trouble?
I wanted attention. I wanted to be left alone, but at the same time, I wanted everyone to do the wonderful thing it was I was doing.
And your parents?
Them too. I wanted to show them I was better than them.
How do you feel now?
I'm glad you understand.
Do you feel the same?
Yes.
If you had one wish, what would it be?
To stay as I am. Not to get soiled, not to spoil everything.
Stay a child.
Yes.
That's very good of you. We've come a long way. Don't you think we should speak to your parents now? See if we can help them understand.
Why?
They're worried about you.
I'll never understand.
But don't you think we should try to share your purity with them? See if they can help.
They're not ready for me.
I say. What you call an anorexic laying on the breakfast table?
I don't know. What do you call an anorexic lying on the breakfast table?
A toast rack.
Dr. Hunter requested an informal therapy session with Mary, at which we would be present. She said it would help us to understand the causes behind Mary's illness. I was less than convinced. She was making our daughter out to be some sort of freak. But however bad I imagined it to be, my imagination fell short of the truth. This was a well-brought-up girl with whom I had been very close. She was having problems growing up and had been very silly. But for this shrink to encourage her in her wild fantasies was inexcusable. She seemed to be encouraging Mary to blame me for everything. Considering everything that happened, I hope she accepts her part of the guilt for my daughter's tragic and very unnecessary death.
Physically, Mary's much improved, Miss Mccafferty, but the emotional problems are still there. Through discussion, I believe I've drawn up a fairly accurate picture of your daughter's problems, but it's important you understand them too, so that you can help her when she finally comes home.
Can't you cure them?
Having isolated Mary's problems, we can work to negate them, but they'll simply begin happening again unless you're aware of them too.
So, what he's saying is that my wife and I were to blame for Mary's illness in the first place.
No. Mary's problem is the way she reacts to and interprets the influences of her life. As her parents, you're among the most important of these influences, and you're very important to Mary's past, present, and future development.
Let's get on with it then.
Before we go in, I should say that some of Mary's ideas are surprising, possibly even shocking. Please bear in mind that she's been ill, and don't take exception to anything she says.
You're not totally insensitive, Doctor, despite what some people may believe.
Shall we begin then? Hello, Mary.
Hello.
Oh, love.
Hello, Mary.
Hello. As you can see, Mary, I've asked your parents to come here today so you can begin to understand each other's feelings. Can I just start by asking you, do you feel ill?
No. Don't be silly, Mary. Of course you're ill.
Anorexics often don't recognise their own conditions, Mccafferty. Do you know what anorexia is, Mary?
Yes.
What is it?
Slimmer's disease.
So are you anorexic?
No.
Oh, what the hell are you then?
Yes, Mary. What is it? Why are you here?
I'm here because I'm different. I'm here because I refuse to conform to the sordid life around me.
Sordid life at home? What are you talking about, girl? What on earth is sordid about life at home?
I think you'll find Mary has some very strong views about the world.
Yes.
What makes the whole world tick?
Sin.
Do you mean sex?
Yes.
Really, Doctor, this is immature adolescent fantasy.
Maybe it is, but Mary believes it. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
It's true. Everywhere you look, on the television, on the radio, in magazines, at school, at home. It's all anybody talks about.
It's only to talk about. One of Mary's main problems is coming to terms with her own sexuality. There's a constant barrage telling her to look attractive, to be open to advances, yet at the same time to resist all temptation. It's very confusing for all teenagers, especially for Mary. However, I want to go on. Mary, do you want to go home yet?
No.
Mary, do you realise how much you upset your mother with answers like that?
I can't go home.
Why not?
I hate you!
Mary. Why, Mary? Why do you hate your mother?
She can't. She won't understand me. She wants me to be what she wants. She doesn't care about me, what I feel, what I am. Neither of them do.
Of course we care. We love you.
No! All I hear is, was it a boy? What did he do? Who was he? You are the same as everyone else.
And do you hate everyone else?
Yes.
Everyone?
Almost.
I don't want to know who they are, Mary. The few people you don't hate. Why are they different?
They listen. They understand. For them, my ideas are important. They don't just ignore what I say and tell me what to do.
But you're 16, you're still a child.
No, I'm not a child and I won't be treated like
Will you stop behaving like one?
If I can explain. There's something of a vicious circle here. Mary sees herself as being treated like a child, where her life is no longer childlike. Now her way of reacting to this is to say, well, that's the way they're going to treat me, that's the way I'm going to behave. And so she does. And so she's treated as more of a child, and so it goes on.
Well, what do you expect, Mary? To be told you can behave as you like?
I want to be considered.
Why, you ungrateful little brat! Your mother and I have given you everything, and all you do is take.
Haven't we tried to give you everything you want?
Well, let's not get into a fight.
You believe me, don't you, Doctor?
I believe you.
But why are you taking her side?
I'm not taking any, just trying to help everyone to understand each other, so we can find a way forward.
With all you've done is attack us.
That's not true. Mary's ideas might be alien to you, but they're what she believes. If we're going to change her, you're going to have to change some of your beliefs and certainties too. Things aren't as black and white as they seem.
Now you're with them. You want me to change.
I think if you both changed your approach, we could find a way of getting the family back together again. As you can see, there's still a long way to go. Many more sessions like today's will be required before Mary can go home.
I'm not going home. Not ever.
We'll see, Mary.
No! I hate you. I hate you all.
Mary, we love you.
I hate
Mary!
That was the last time you ever saw Mary alive. She was 16 when she died. Had an inquiry, blamed. Everyone was criticised. They said we'd failed to help her with her problems. That's not the way I see it.
I trusted her. I thought she cared about me. I thought she was on my side. They're all the same. Like the others, she wants me to change. Well, I won't. I won't take it anymore. I'm getting out. Getting out for good. I've put on weight. I'll have to diet.
We were still in the hospital when Mary disappeared. She could only have been gone for a few moments, but no one had seen her. She just disappeared. We had all expected something bad, but nothing like what happened. No, not. Oh, Mary.
Pain runs throughout my head. I wish that I was dead. I wish that there was something I could do. But now the wind has gone away. The breath she took, the day of joy she once had, and left us with a torment. tells us of a place where she can be happy too. Was she trying to brush it off just on that day? That there's only one way to go. Who's sorry now? Who's got the explanation? Who can tell the sorry how and whisper that I'm with you? Can it possibly be an answer to the questions in my mind? Her name was Mary. Do you remember? She could have been anybody, wasting away to a shadow. Her name was Mary. Do you remember? She could have been anybody, wasting away to a shadow. Her name was Mary. Do you remember? She could have been anybody, wasting away to a shadow. Painting through all my head, I wish that I was dead. I wish that there was something I could do. I wish that there was something I could do.
Must keep warm. So cold. Must keep warm. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily. God. Perhaps I should go back. Been here for, I don't know how long I've been here. Several days. It doesn't matter. I can't go back. They'll just start again, feeding me up like a Christmas turkey. Trusted the doctor, but she was in it with the rest of them. It was all a conspiracy to break me, to make me conform to my mother's views.
Mary.
I can still hear her voice calling and nagging me. She wants me, I know that. She wants me on her terms, not for what I am. Why can't anyone understand me? Why is everything so black and white for them? Right and wrong, bad and good. I live in a grey world, a confusing world. A world where bad is good, good is bad. Right is wrong, and so am I.
Mary.
Father, everyone falls short of his expectations. I sometimes wonder if he disappoints himself. What a cross to bear, the failure of the whole human race.
Mary.
Dr. Hunter was the only person who asked what I felt. I liked her for that. Why did she sell me out to my parents? Why did she betray me?
Mary.
I have no one in the world to turn to. Why? Because the world disgusts me. Do I disgust it? Ill, I'm so cold. What am I? Who am I? I am a sinner. I have evil thoughts that I cannot help because I live in an evil world. I set myself up against sin and get caught up in it like a spider's web. I want to be attractive. I want to be unattractive. I want to be wise. I want to be young. I want to have fun. I want to be pure. I want to be thin.
Mary.
I want to be thin.
Mary.
Tired. That's funny, I haven't been tired for ages. I want to sleep for a long, long time.
I want to die. No, no, Father, I want to live.
Mary.
So tired. Just a short rest. Short rest.
She was found the next morning and buried a week later. Everyone blamed everyone else. No one seems to realise that we're all to blame. We all create the world. We all create the pressures. Pressures that some people just can't cope with. And we just close our eyes, cocoon ourselves in our own cozy beliefs, and take no notice until it's too late. Then we shout, we rant, we rave. But it will go on happening because we still don't understand. Do we really?
Girls and boys come out to play. The moon is shining brightly. Leave your troubles and leave your sleep. And join your playfellows in the street.